And we are back with some more League of Legends for the 1 millionth time in a row. Tonight we have the Chilly Mountain Wolves versus the Striking Vipers. And we have played them before. The Striking Vipers played them in qualifiers, but Punk, I have no recollection of the game at all. Um, but checking back on it, the Striking Vipers won 21-8. So if that gives us any insight into tonight's matchup, the Striking Vipers should be favored. However, in the tournament right now, the Chili Mountain Wolves did beat a team that was better than the team the Striking Vipers beat. So perhaps the Chili Mountain Wolves regrouped and came back with a new strategy. So we have some exciting games in store tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Striking Vipers really did have a fantastic performance in the qualifier matches. And one of their games was, of course, against the Chile Mountain Wolves, as you said. And and neither of us remember. We did cast the game,
I
but we
don't
don't
think it
quite remember
happened.
the game. But from what we're looking at here at the stats, looked like Morn and ZMT specifically had a
Yeah.
pop-up performance, but all the members really showed up in that game. And I think tonight will be potentially another very good showing from the Vipers.
Yeah, ZMT in the qualifying game was 9-1-9 on his Renekton. So if we see that out again tonight, we can hopefully get some Komodo hypes in the chat. That's my new favorite emote, and I think with Renekton, it's the perfect match.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see as the pro draft is just ending now. So it looks like we'll be getting into champ select very shortly. And yep, and we are in champ select.
Speak of the devil, we'll see who bans who first. I wouldn't be surprised if Osai just target OP.GG's again. They've played before, and every single time, without fail, the Thresh ban comes through first.
Yeah, that Thresh ban has been the one consistent thing to point out. Like you said, the Renekton did show up, as well as Ornn, Echo, Kaisa, and Alistar were played by the Vipers in that previous match.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they ban off of that, as it looks like none of those champions were banned. We have a Renekton and a Nidalee.
Yeah, I need a
That
sad
Renekton
Komodo
did
hype.
get banned. Yeah. And they will also first pick that Ornn, taking it away. Or, well, I guess not first pick because it was, in fact, pro drafted,
Wait,
but they will be taking that Ornn
this is a
away from Diesel.
reversal. Diesel on the Camille against an Ornn.
Yeah, typically we see Diesel on the Ornn and then people picking the Camille into him, but this, like you said, complete opposite of that. Also, to point out that Akali got through. Akali, very strong champion for both ZMT and Klexo. So I'm surprised to see Vipers let it through, knowing that Chile Mountains did have that priority on it. Maybe they think that they had something to beat it, or maybe they think his Akali isn't as good as it looks, and ZMT does opt in for the victor against that. So I'll be very interested to see that matchup, as well as doubtful Lee Sin.
Yeah.
When's the last time you seen a Lee Sin worth it?
I think like a year ago on I'm a Cutie Pie's channel.
Yeah,
It's been a
that's
long
kind of where
time.
it belongs, I think, because Lee Sin, not the greatest jungler in competitive play at the moment. Olaf, however, a very strong pick, and I've seen Morn definitely take over games on that Olaf. So we see a Gragas support coming out for Pocus and a Rakan
Okay.
for Saint Ghoul. I'm kind of excited to see this support matchup, to be honest. Both those champions a little less played, but definitely can do a lot of great things.
Yeah, we were talking about the Gragas support prior to the stream, which normally, as you said, Punk, it's paired with a Yasuo since there's just so much synergy there to get that knockup. But with the Xayah, I think it's just an interesting choice, and maybe that's just what Pocus feels more comfortable on.
Yeah, it looks like the Chili Mountain Wolves did take that Xayah on blue side third pick, making the red side third pick either have to be Rakan or forcing them to ban it. So it's a little bit of a mind game that you can play with your opponents to see whether or not they want to opt in to take it, ban it, or even just give it to you. So in the event that he did take it, obviously they would have something planned, and apparently it's the Gragas. That's what they think is going to be good in Turrican. So I'm interested to see how that works out for them, as Kaisa Xayah relatively even for the ADCs, but I think Kaisa overall is a stronger champion. And then the Kaisa paired with the Rakan is also a very nice matchup as they can really engage from far away, lock down a champion, have a lot of bursts and synergy. Not quite as much as Zaya with Rakan, but still Kai'Sa Rakan, very strong matchup. Zaya Gragas also very good at blowing up targets and also can really just lock you down. So I'll be interested to see how that
Yeah.
matchup ends up.
I wonder if you can abuse Moonstone or Newer on the Gragas, perhaps, and
Oh,
then
maybe.
with the Staff of Flying Water. Because is it his passive? I think that heals him when he uses an ability.
Yeah, yeah. Drunken
Um,
Rage will
so I
heal him
think
up.
maybe there's some new technology with those two items, as those have been very popular all of a sudden. So that could be something to watch out for in the item boxes. And yeah, I think I just am most excited to see ZMT's Victor, which is new to me. Normally, he's playing Aurelia or anybody, Ash really, Akali, Renekton, which obviously Klexo got the Akali in this matchup. And ZMT historically has fought fire with fire, occasionally pulling out that Oriana, which we did see yesterday. And he was beating up a Galio, but it wasn't enough. So we'll see how his Victor pulls out this game.
Yeah, for sure. After that last week, he did play two matchups into a mid laner that was very, passive and played very much so to scale while his teammates were making a lot of plays around the map. But this time we have an Akali who is not a champion that you're going to be doing that sort of stuff on. So I think we're going to see a lot more spice in the mid lane this game.
Yeah, I think who knows? I think maybe the Lee Sin could work out, helping Klex out early on, getting Akali fed and trying to let Klexo carry. But you're gonna have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. We will be right back. And we are back on Summoner's Rift for the first time with affiliate. So huge shout out to Rob and Punk TV for the subscriptions. Punk, do you have any idea who this guy is?
It could be anyone really. We have a lot of good fans here out here in the Striking Vipers channel, as we see a little standard 5 point start here.
Yeah, no cheese coming out game one. Best of three once again. So both sides just feeling each other out, seem to see who wants to make the first move, an early ward. No sweeper though, so nobody's gonna get a cheeky level 2 early on.
Ooh, gotta love those level one
It's
or
so dirty. Like you
level
don't
awards.
expect it, and then all of a sudden the level 2 comes through. And you're like, oh, he has sweeper, doesn't he? And by that time, you've lost lane.
Yeah, the victim of the solo lane wards. Absolutely, you hate to see it. As we see the Ornn going for the little cheeky refillable potion where he starts only refillable and then he builds D shield when he gets the correct amount of money too. So that's a little
Huh.
bit of cheeky. That's not a mistake on his part.
Okay. Yeah, that's new to
Yeah.
me. We'll see if Diesel
Oh
can.
really? Yeah,
Yeah, I did not realize that was a thing. Yeah,
yeah, that's
Diesel
the thing.
hopefully can take advantage of that before he gets the necessary gold. But
Yeah,
it won't be too
it's
long.
yeah, yeah. You just have to get a few minions, but a lot of times what players will do is they'll try and punish it by just not letting the Ornn back off to build. So sometimes they'll really play forcefully on that level one. As we have just some standard trading, a little bit of a fight
Yeah,
going
oh
on
my
the bot
god,
lane.
Ignite
Ignite's
Element coming through from St. Ghoul. Vinnick taken down so low right there. And they're already forced off the lane. That Zaya's not going to recover for a little while. And Focus on the Gragas could really only watch right there.
yeah, Poke is starting off that fight with his own belly flop on the Rakan. Putting himself on cooldown. Level one Gragas without his E just kind of sits there and doesn't do a whole lot. As a good snipe from Russian Ronin, keeping that Zaya low HP. As that was a really good engage from the Rakan after knowing the Gragas had used his own cooldowns, bullying down that Zaya a bit, using both flash and heal as well. So definitely not in a
Yeah,
good spot right now for Zaya.
for sure a great trade from St. Ghoul using that Ignite, taking both those sums in return. And with that, Lee Sin did start on the top side, so maybe we'll see some action and more into the reverse of that. So we'll see if Doubtful decides to help out his bottom laner who did have to recall early and wasn't really able to get much out of it.
Yeah, a little bit tough there for the Zaya having to burn or having to recall with both her sums down, missing quite a bit of minions to her tower. She does get a refillable and a pink ward, but it will be matched by a call on the side of Russian Ronin, so he'll definitely be happy with that trade as he's already up about 9 CS.
Yeah, up on CS, but no kills coming through yet, which is surprising considering the 21-8 match in the qualifiers. Which maybe it's just ZMT isn't on his classic aggressive champions and is instead scaling up, or maybe Diesel on the Camille instead of the Ornn. I don't I don't know, but for now, both sides just farming it out, waiting for somebody else to slip up.
Yeah, I do have to say, Viper's picking a bit of some spicy picks here. I mean, aside from really the Olaf and the Kai'Sa, I think this is our first time or one of our first times seeing a lot of these players on their champions. Uh, so I'll be interested to see how that pans out for them, especially ZMT. I don't think I've seen him play Victor, at least not recently. So I'll really be interested to see, especially knowing that Akali is has a lot of games on Akali and looks
Yeah,
to be a really good Akali. Whether or not that champion comfort will make a difference.
and the Clutch has a whole lot of practice on that Akali, and on the top side, Diesel has a lot of practice on that Ornn, but look at the Camille. He goes in, hits the flash stun, forces the Ornn to flash, but Morn is nearby, and he will look to go in. Ornn is pretty much defenseless right here. He does have that D shield, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Morn is going to tank up a couple power shots. Gets clapped. It may have been his downfall. No, it won't, and both sides stay alive. Down to the middle lane, Akali getting a little bit of damage onto ZMT. Well, just a nice, easy trade in the middle lane. Once again, still 0-0.
Yeah, Morn almost messing that up. Interesting note. I didn't notice this until now. He opted for Ghost instead of Flash. So no Flash
Oh,
on Olaf is a bit. I feel like that's a bit odd. I don't normally see Ghost Olafs, but it almost cost him his life there too. As if he had Flash, he probably would have been able to secure that kill. Unfortunately, he did not use that Ghost though. As
uh-oh,
we
Focus overextending with the belly bump in the bottom lane. First blood going over to Russian Ronin. And finally, our first kill at 5 minutes 30 in the bottom lane.
Yeah, really well played by Saint Ghoul. I mean, he's really showing off on this Rakan, landing just about every W he's throwing, and Russian Ronin doing a really good job following it up with his own
Yeah.
W and blowing up that Gragas before he even has a chance to flash away. And this volley is really showing up today. Golly.
Whoa. Flexo on that Akali bouncing around. I hate to interrupt, but those are some moves. And yeah, in the bottom lane, Focus on the Gragas, all he really has is the belly bump, which once that's gone, there's not a whole lot he can do, which is making that lane a whole lot more difficult than it would have been if he chose a more conventional support, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Also interesting to note, the bot lane was both picked blind. So the Zaya or the Kaisa and the Rakan were both picked by Striking Vipers without seeing the enemy's respective picks. So this Zaya and Gragas were intentionally picked into this. So interesting to see how this matchup is
Uh-oh.
obviously not going the way they were expecting. Focus
Yeah.
sort of showing up in the mid lane, not doing a whole
Yeah, no,
lot though.
no ADC to help out in the bottom lane. So maybe, yeah, maybe uh, its full value will be shown on the roams as he's now making his way up to the top side. Oh, no, back down to the mid lane. Never mind.
Yeah, it looks like they're starting up. The Vipers are starting up that dragon with Gragas just sort of hovering mid lane. They don't have quite a vision on Lee Sin right now, but they're trusting that he won't be there for the steal, and looks like it will be secured by Morn. And that first dragon of the game, a mountain, going over to Vipers. Second will be Infernal.
Yeah, I think that was a very smart decision. Not a whole lot going on. They had bottom lane, and that'll just help him scale up. ZMT on that Victor will only get stronger as he gets his upgrades and passive up. And the concern is, though, the Ornn on the side of the Chili Mountain Wolves with his ornaments will make his team stronger, and then Zaya and Akali will also scale up, and they have the potential to burst down ZMT before he can return the favor, which we're seeing in the middle lane as Plexo going in, but not able to get enough damage off.
Yeah, Klepto using both of his ultimates aggressively, missing that E crucially, though. I think that might have been the difference maker, keeping ZMT alive, as he also does not have Ignitius teleport. So a little bit less damage than he would have overall, and ZMT able to just walk away.
Yeah, I think in this matchup, the Ignite would have been a little better just to really punish ZMT for picking the Victor and then trying to build up an advantage since he has so many games on his Akali that I think he would be comfortable carrying the game. But right now they're just trying to invade. But the blast cone from Diesel pushes them back into the rest of the Plexo can lock them down as well, but Plexo taking out more immediately. Now ZMT in a spot of trouble flashes away. Plexo flashes right after him and gets a double kill. It's now 2-1 Chili Mountain Wolves.
Yeah, really well played there by Chili Mountain Wolves. Really team fighting pretty well there together. Akali putting down quite a bit of damage as Morn just got bursted. I mean, I think he was expecting to be able to heal up there and, you know, hope his team was able to finish off the enemies, but he just got melted immediately and just left his team in a 2v3 situation. And the Vipers did unfortunately lose 2 members there, as it looks like the Akali picking up 2 kills is going to be a pretty big problem in this
That is
game.
not what you wanted. Which it looked like Diesel went for a sick blast cone play trying to knock him back, or somebody else hit it, but regardless, 2 of the Chili Mountain Wolves kind of got knocked into the rest of the Striking Vipers up there, so ZMT and Morn caught a little off guard, I think, and they're just kind of a little too low to really take that extended fight.
Yeah, absolutely. It did not quite go as it looked. Did, like you said, did look good. Good engage as Diesel just took quite a bit of a chunk there of Shock Pool's health there. That is that is quite a scary trade there.
Akali's just too strong.
Yeah. Yeah, that Akali already up decent bit of CS as we have a fight here. It looks like over the bottom scuttle.
A whole lot of pings coming out down in the bottom river. People are just posturing. Nobody really wants to go in.
Yeah.
For now, it's 2 minutes until the next dragon. Shelly is up, so I wouldn't mind either the junglers trying to go for that right now, helping out their top laner, and then taking that, getting some plates into probably their mid laner for both sides, really. Get Plexo further ahead or kind of get ZMT back on Plexo's level.
Yeah, for sure. ZMT definitely needs that extra gold to catch up, and Klexo would really like to get out of the lane to be able to make more plays across the map as Morn's waiting in the wings here.
Look at that bait! He pushed him right into that bush as Morn's waiting for him as well with the pink ward. But here comes Doubtful looking to help out Plexo. Morn taken out immediately. St. Ghoul coming in as well, gets the charm off onto the knockup onto Doubtful. That's 1 kill going to St. Ghoul. Now Klexo's in a 1v2. The Oranhorn connects onto both members of the Striking Vipers. Klexo missing the Q. Sankul will be able to walk away. And an explosive fight breaking out at 11 minutes.
Yeah, it started off with Morn trying to get a bit of bush cheese. Akali was able to get over the wall though and stall them out until her jungler arrived, and the Lee Sin was able to burst down Morn with the Akali. And after that,
That setup looked so good.
yeah, it looked like it was gonna be good, but the Akali's so slippery and so strong right now.
Omni Vamp too, and then the Fleet Footwork providing enough sustain, really, I think, to outlast them.
Yeah, for sure. Also a great Ornhorn coming across, hitting both members and able to secure that extra kill.
Clean rotation, jaw cool.
Yeah, it looked like Diesel was chunked out when that fight was happening and had to reset himself as
here comes Focus. There's that Gragas support action, and ZMT, nothing he can really do there as Klexo gets his 3rd kill.
Yeah, ZMT not having a great one as he TP's back to lane immediately. Oh, yeah, more fighting.
More belly bump by the Gragas, and that one's doubtful. And there's the true power, I guess.
Yeah, also important to note, in that last fight, Sankul did pick up the kill on the Lee Sin, which is a little bit unfortunate, as ZMT would definitely have liked to have that gold in his pocket. But yeah, ZMT TPing back, immediately getting met by Focus.
Yeah, that is the worst feeling.
Yeah, now he's down his TP and he's missing quite a bit of minions, as you see, still trying to walk back to lane. It looks like there's something going down in the bot lane. I don't know, they're just fighting over vision. I saw a few pings, I thought. It's getting spicy. And Lee Sin also on the Herald right now, so it looks like he'll be able to pick that up. As the Dragon is alive, and the bot lane of Striking Vipers is their strong point this game, so I'm interested to see if they try and start this up now that they know their Herald just fell.
Looks like Klexo's trying to recall, so Striking Vipers could take this one for free. Focus is nearby. His ultimate is not up, so he can't really disrupt it without sacrificing his life. And Doubtful's nowhere nearby either. And that'll be the 2nd Dragon going over to the Striking Vipers.
Yeah, this game, their bot lane has definitely been the strong point. I would like to see them play more around there, as I know Striking Vipers typically do like playing around.
Belly bumping to St. Ghoul starting this fight off. Klexo going straight after him. Doubtful on top of ZMT. He's going to flash forward, gets the kill. Now up into the top lane. Diesel stopping. Shockpool's teleport. A clutch play right there, but it may cost him his life as the Ornhorn connects. He doesn't have enough mana to really follow up, though. And a great usage of his stun, stopping Shockpool's teleport. But it looks like they're still going to lose a tower.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of a rage re-engage there from the Orn. He was like, man, you're going to stop my TP, I'll kill you. And then he's like, oh, wait, I can't actually.
Wait, I don't have any.
I want to teach you. Yeah, but that first tower going down, that's quite a bit of gold into the pocket of Akali. As we did see a very clean combo there from Doubtful, really showing off his Gore Drinker Lee Sin gameplay this game.
Yeah, the Lee Sin's working out. Same with the Gragas.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like those picks are, up and coming or something. They're playing a few patches ahead of the rest of us, I guess. As Ronan farming up in the ball lane, well, hopefully once he gets to his first item, he'll be able to do some stuff, and we'll be able to see some more action around this bottom lane, where it looks like Vipers do have a decent lead.
Honestly, though, I think this is my favorite part of League of Legends. Like, something may look amazing on paper, but in the end, it's really just up to the gameplay. And right now, the Lee Sin and Gragas they're doing it. They're making it work. Gragas not really effective in lane, but he just took that big body elsewhere on the map and started beating people up.
Yeah, for sure. Someone only through will only get you so far. You can know how things are supposed to work and know what's supposed to be good, but sometimes that just isn't enough. Sometimes someone just hits you with something and you're not expecting it. Yeah. So we'll see. This trading still going on in the top lane. It's kind of hard to tell who's getting the better of who at some points, as this lane has just been going back and forth quite a bit, as Ornn picking up 2 assists in other fights. But other than that, top lane staying relatively even throughout this game.
Yeah, Diesel making some great trades right now. Able to dodge that knockup until just then. Utilizing that pillar to bounce off it and then timing it perfectly so it goes down immediately after he uses it to his own advantage.
Yeah, it looks like they're 4-man diving the Ornn here. We have 4 members of the Vipers sneaking into the
does have his ultimate. The stun's going to get blocked by Ornn's unstoppable, but it does not matter. He's bursted down. And this will be a free tower to Striking Vipers. And it looks like the Chili Mountain Wolves won't really have a response. Akali's pushing in that middle lane. And we'll back off. We'll see if the minions can get that tower. And with that, I guess they can get the bottom lane. But I think a great play from the Striking Vipers. Way to make a decision. Get some gold back into their pockets. And they're trying to find a way back into this game.
Yeah, really well played. Although Russian Ronin has to be really careful here. Lee Sin's also there, and he does not want to pay for that with his life. As Vipers also pick trading tower for tower, but getting that kill down. It looks like the kill did go over to Camille, so that will definitely really be useful for Camille in the side lanes to be able to put some more pressure on the Ornn and hopefully get her to a point where she might even be strong enough to deal with that Akali. As at the current moment, I don't think anybody can deal with that Akali.
She needs to be one shot, otherwise the fight's gonna go south real quick. Because she already has a whole lot of Omnivamp, and then once again, fleet footwork, giving her mobility as well as health. So in those fights, if she's not removed immediately, either by ZMT on the Victor or Diesel locking her down and then getting a whole lot of damage off with that Spellblade proc, I don't know. It's gonna be rough.
Yeah, for sure, especially with that Rift Maker, just sustain so much sustained damage on the side of that Akali. Ideally, the one benefit of Kai'Sa into Akali is Kai'Sa's Voidseeker will reveal the Akali if she goes in Shroud. So ideally, if Kai'Sa is able to land those W's, she might be able to mark her for the rest of her team and be able to blow her up. And especially once you get into those later game fights, you really need to be doing that, or you are going to pay for it with your own life. As it looks like they're popping for this dragon.
Yeah, they want to make a fight happen. And then with that Kai'Sa, she also just and her E, plus the Gale Force on top of all that. So Russian Ronin may be able to style on Plexo, which hopefully we'll see in a little bit. Plexo coming down from the top river, trying to make it to this dragon in time. CMT doing a great job zoning off the Chili Mountain Wolves, but one is on the flank and is not spotted out in the bush. Oh my god, here comes the orange one. My man knocking right there. Only hits Russian Ronin and claps him as well. Russian Ronin is able to ult out of there, but the Akali chases him down. He's gone out of this fight. It's up to the rest of Striking Vipers to win this fight. Plexo's still staying alive. Look at that Omnivamp healing. He can't die right now. More also going to go down to Plexo. Diesel on the run, getting chased down by that Gragas, and Akali tries to heal up off that minion, flashes away from Akali's shuriken, and should be able to make it out, but that Gragas runs so fast. And it looks like they will eventually back up.
The Striking Vipers were able to secure that dragon, which is very important for them, as now they're forcing a Ocean Soul. So that potential is definitely going to be a lot scarier for the Chili Mountain Wolves, as the gold lead is a little bit in favor of Chili Mountain Wolves, about 3k right now. But the triple dragon, really nice from the side of Striking Vipers.
That is for sure a win condition for the Striking Vipers. If they can get that, they can last longer in these fights. Hopefully outlast that Akali, who's 5-0-3 now with a huge bounty, which if that could get invested into ZMT, that would be huge.
Definitely. That gold can be very much so a game changer. And also, the Vipers there had a very awkward positioning as Victor sort of ran into the pit, and looks like Russian Ronin didn't realize Ornn was right next to him, and just immediately got knocked up with that Ornn and just chased down by that Akali. So if they're able to team fight better, have more of a front to back with this comp, then I think Striking Vipers will be in a much better position to team fight.
Yeah, I mean, the fight worked out for the Chili Mountain Wolves, but I wonder if Ornn let off with a headbutt, if he could have gotten everybody knocked up, and if it would have just been a clean ace, and maybe even the drag.
Yeah, potentially. It looked like his focus definitely was on Russian Ronin there, as Poke is chasing down ZMT here in a 1v1.
Oh my god, yeah, locks him down. The rest of the team is there to help him out. ZMT gone. Saint Ghoul may have just sacrificed his life for nothing, but luckily he can jump right back to a teammate. And Doubtful taking down from that Leandri's Torment, but it won't be enough.
Yeah, it looks like Ornn's a bit... Nah, they can't kill him. He's too meaty.
Yeah.
As he just charges in.
So much armor.
But yeah, he getting chased down there by Pocus as it looks like the Gragas is just running him down.
Oh, 1-6. Yeah, who knew?
Shrelia, is that the Shrelia's battle song? That's the Ornn upgraded item, isn't it? Or is that a new item?
No, no. Yeah, no, I think you're right. It was
Shrelia's
Shirley's battle
song.
song.
Yeah.
Cannot, can't tell the gray screen right now. Can't tell if it's upgraded or not, but yeah, that gives him a be looking for those engagements.
Oh yeah, it's actually definitely not upgraded because Ornn's still level 13. He doesn't get his ornaments until his own on 14. And then his teammates at 15. So it's definitely not upgraded. It's just Shirley's battle song. So that's a new item.
Yeah, we're professionals here.
Unfortunately, my game knowledge is pretty limited in terms of items for this season.
No, it's Ornn's fault. It's not game.
Yeah, we'll blame Ornn.
The
Come
Ornn
on, man.
knowledge, I feel like for everyone is lacking. If you can name every Ornn, then you can make fun of us.
Well, they did change this season
Yeah,
where it's
exactly.
no longer only the what's it called, the mythics are upgradable.
Yeah. And half the names are terrible. I don't want to go into that rant.
Oh yeah, we won't get into this. This is a whole nother something
Keeps
for
me
a
up.
whole
I
nother
hate it.
day. As we
But
do have
for,
dragons.
for now, aside from items, the Striking Vipers will have a dragon up in a minute and 15, which if they can secure this, that will be the Ocean Soul, giving them a path to the victory. But for now, they are down about 4K gold and have to deal with a humongous Akali.
Yeah, the question really becomes for the Vipers, do they really want to fight this? Because if they lose this dragon, all they're giving away is one dragon for the side of Chili Mountain Wolves. But if they win the dragon, they get Ocean Soul. So it's sort of like, would you rather really try and force the issue now, or would you try and wait till your Victor and your Kaisa are a bit stronger and maybe better equipped to deal with such a strong Akali? But it looks like they're kind of forcing the issue right now as they
Yeah, the Lee Sin Q connects. He does not want to go in off that Leandri's Torment. And Lee Sin has so many opportunities to go in right now. Stunned up, Shockpool in the front line has to dash back. He's going to get stunned down by the Camille. And the fight's breaking out more and flying in. ZMT gets the kill onto Shockpool. With the flash ult from that Xayah getting so much damage off right there. And Klexo at full health taking out ZMT right here as well. And that'll be a double kill for Russian Ronin as he's trying to turn around. Morn's still alive. And that's a triple kill for Klexo, but Morn collecting on a huge bounty right there. And I think he can get the soul. Only the Gragas is left alive, which he does not have smites and sees the support. And I think this should be a soul for the Striking Vipers.
Yeah, Morn just going full man mode saying, you can look at me all you want, but I will hit this smite.
Yeah.
He has to hit this smite here for the soul point as Focus
okay.
is absolutely
Focus trying to That is clutch for the Striking Vipers. I can't believe that fight looked like it went so wrong with the Akali staying alive, but Morn, despite being down on kills, did so much damage. They kind of slept on him in that fight. Russian Ronin also did a great job dodging abilities, staying mobile, and dishing out the damage, and really gave Striking Vipers the opportunity to get that Dragon Soul.
Yeah, definitely. Russian Ronin really popped off in that fight, put down a lot of damage, was able to pick up, I believe, two kills for himself. Until he did unfortunately get taken down at the very end by that Akali, living with only with like a sliver of health, as he did really bring her really low for Morn to clean up. And Morn picking up that dragon, very crucial for the Vipers. So good fight. It's cool.
A pick right here up in the top side. Oh my God, Klexo doing so much damage. Klexo ultimate, but now the Striking Vipers are chasing the rest of the team. Lee Sin pops over the wall, but the Xayah is caught out. And that's a 1-for-1. Striking Vipers could look to take Baron, but Klexo is still alive. Diesel split pushing the bottom lane. And I think if the Chili Mountain Wolves could just fix who they're targeting in those fights instead of taking those split fights, I think they'd be winning right now, since on that dragon fight, they chased after Russian Ronin, they got distracted with Morn and St. Ghoul, and that was kind of their downfall there. So hopefully they adjust for the Baron fight if they really want to win this one.
Yeah, Chili Mountain Wolves had so many targets. This we're just keep going.
Diesel going over the wall. Shockpool with a huge knock with the Gragas launching Morn underneath the tower. Klexo collecting another kill. The Mornhorn comes through. Russian Ronin. That'll be a double kill. The Gragas belly bump connects with ZMT, and another knockup onto Diesel. Oh my God, finally the fire from Chili Mountain Wolves is doing it. And one by one, the Striking Vipers fall, and they'll be able to get this Baron now.
Yeah, very aggressive posturing there by the Vipers, and a very good Gragas ultimate there to scatter the team members of the Vipers and send
Yeah.
the Olaf flying face first into the enemies. Really just blowing him up, and a huge Ornhorn onto Russian Ronin, making sure that the carry is down, and really just leaving the Vipers out to dry, as this is definitely going to be a Baron for the Chili Mountain Wolves.
Yeah, if they can do that in every fight, I think the Chili no problem on out. And so for the side of Striking Vipers, they need to look for those split fights. They need to try and split push with Diesel. His teleport's down for the time being, unfortunately. And they need to try and find those extended fights with that Ocean Soul. It'll provide a whole lot of healing. But if they go in like that, it seemed like they got a little too aggressive. They thought they did a bit more damage than they actually did. And I think overestimated the power of the Ocean Soul as well.
Yeah, this game has just sort of blown up a bit, as now we have a 6k gold lead for the side of the Chili Mountain Wolves, and notably in the mid lane, the Akali is up almost 5k gold on ZMT, so that is a very scary Akali we're dealing with in this game, as ZMT will really just have to farm up and try and stay away from this. Oh no.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. There's nothing ZMT attack from all sides. Out of the top lane though, more and Diesel trying to take out Shockpool. It should be an easy kill. Teleport coming through. A little too late though. They could try and turn on this Akali, but I think Klexa will be just fine in the 1v2. Let's see. Going in onto Morn, unable to get the Shuriken off. Now Diesel chunked out with 1Q auto. The adaptive shield might be enough though. Doubtful going in underneath the tower, taking so many tower shots, but he won't go down just yet, as the Striking Vipers almost get aced. Klexo fishing for another one, but Morn is able to recall. And with that, I think this will be game. They have the Baron buff, they take an inhibitor, and they have a huge wave in this bottom lane right now.
Yeah, only ZMT and Morn alive, trying to defend against 3 members, as well as Akali pushing in the top lane. As we'll see, ZMT popping his ulti.
Yeah, Zai going in, gets the feathers pulled back. ZMT goes down. It's up to Morn. Shield coming through. I don't think it's going to be enough. And with that, the ace comes through. They have 2 cannon minions. They have to wait on these melees. But with that, I think the Chili Mountain Wolves will win 26-11. And a little bit of a reversal from those qualifying matches. Unless, oh, no.
The dream seal, but no, the Chili Mountain Wolves will take it, as the Striking Vipers do lose their Nexus there at the end.
Yeah, it was such an even game at the start. And I think it was really just Klexo carrying that game 12-1-7, and really the exact reverse of the one qualifying match. ZMT was the carry in that one, 9-1-9. And game 1 of this best of 3, Klexo 12-1-7 on his Akali. And so I'm thinking game 2, we'll see ZMT on maybe the Aurelia or Renekton, most likely, switching it up once again, and a little bit of a shift in strategy.
So yeah, the one thing I'm not sure of is who chose red side, because we might see Striking Vipers taking blue side next game, looking for that Akali first pick for themselves. As I still was questioning the fact that they left it open in this game, knowing Klex is a very good Akali, and ZMT as well, a very good Akali. So it was definitely going to be a contested pick, but they did choose to leave it open for the Chili Mountain Wolves to take for Blue 1, and it looks like it really backfired on them. So we'll see what they decide to change for game 2.
Yeah, and then one other thing I'd like to see is a little bit more aggression from both junglers. Not a whole lot happened. They were really just power farm for the most part in the first 5 minutes or so. So I think maybe a little bit of aggression in the middle lane would do both sides a whole lot of good. But for that, you guys are going to have to wait and see. So please stay tuned. We will be back in a little bit. And Punk and I are back after a long delay. Guys, teams were trying to figure out who was on whose side and trying to get the pro draft set up. But nevertheless, we have returned and we have an exciting game two in store. Punk, how do you feel about last game and what do you think both sides are going to adjust?
Yeah, last game looked like it was going pretty well for the Vipers at first, starting off with a very nice first blood in the bot lane, uh, but very quickly turned around, especially with that Akali really showing off. So I'd like to see the Vipers ban it out, especially because now going into game two, it looks like that Chili Mountain Wolves have the choice of sides and they have opted for blue side. So we will see either another first pick Akali or we will probably see it banned out, is what I'm expecting. What about you? What do you think that the Chili Mountain Wolves are going to do?
I think for the Chili Mountain Wolves, they're just going to focus on the mid lane again. It worked last time. Why not run it back? If they can't get a Kali, they'll probably try and get one of Kalexo's other picks, maybe Yone or Syndra. Both power picks, I think, which Syndra, if ZMT is on somebody you can dash around and kill somebody, I think with that, that could shut down the Syndra if the Chili Mountain Wolves opt for that in the middle lane. But if the Yone comes through or Silas, those are both better for dueling. So I think it'll be a little bit more reactionary in the middle lane, or they're going to try and get ZMT the Akali.
Yeah, absolutely. The Yone can definitely be a very annoying pick, as it looks like Klexo does play it quite a bit this season. So it could be a very annoying pick to try and deal with in the middle lane. So I'll be curious to see whether or not he goes for that, or if they, or what Striking Vipers would do to try and respond to that. Also interesting to note, I didn't realize this, but Doubtful does have quite a few games last season on Lee Sin. So it was like by far his most played, and he did
Oh,
definitely have quite a performance on it, really showing off mechanically
yeah.
on that Lee Sin. So I'm curious if that's really a priority pick for him for the rest of the series, or if it's just something he'll fall back on in terms of comfort, or what he'll be doing going into game number two.
Yeah, I mean, we saw how effective it was, so maybe it'll be worth a ban coming from the sides of the striking Vipers. And I'm not really sure what they're going to want to do to counteract that besides banning it, as his pool is obviously larger than just Lee Sin, and he performed very well last game. So I think it'll take kind of a overall adjustment in the strategy beyond just trying to force him elsewhere into his pool.
Yeah, interesting to note. He did play Olaf in the first match that they played during the qualifiers. So the first time they met, he was on Olaf, and Morn did play Echo into that. So I'm curious to see whether or not the Olaf will be hotly contested, as it was played in both of their games so far, or if Olaf is just going to slip through the cracks going into game number two of the series.
Yeah.
Also, Klepto did play Silas in the first series against Dragon Vipers, and two ZMT's Renekton, who we did see out banned out in the very first match of the series. But I'm curious to see whether or not they will leave it open going into the second game, or if they will maintain that ban, as he did have quite a good performance on it in the qualifiers match.
Yeah, maybe that'll be the strategy. The Striking Vipers are going to try and force the exact same pick and bans from the qualifiers and run it back from over a week ago to try and get the leg up on the Chili Mountain Wolves, who, as I said, really pulled a reversal in this one, coming from the score that we saw before, 21-8 for the Striking Vipers. This was the exact opposite. So, yeah, I think getting more pocket picks on this side of the Striking Vipers would be very helpful, which hopefully we'll see these picks soon. Pro draft is taking a little bit right now. They're almost through it. I guess both sides really wanted to prep for game two.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely did have a bit of delay. Chili Mountain Wolves taking their time getting in here, but we are almost done with draft. As wow, that was an interesting pick. As we're going to be heading into draft very shortly.
Huh. Yeah, you guys are going to have to wait and see for this one. Um,
Literally.
yeah, I need time I can get to process it, but it's for sure switching things up. As we're getting into the bands, as we said, it is pro drafted, so hopefully they'll fly through and get us into this game as quickly as possible.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be seeing another game between Chili Mountain Wolves and the Striking Vipers. Hopefully, it will be another banger, as Striking Vipers need to win this game to stay alive in this series, as currently they are down 1-0. Chili Mountain Wolves
Yeah.
showing
I
up in
mean,
that
it
first
was
game.
pretty close last game. It was just the kills slipped away. The Striking Vipers had the Dragon Soul, but they just couldn't really utilize it to the fullest.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing to note, Diesel playing the Camille, not a champion I typically have seen him on, as the Ornn will get picked up once again for Chili Mountain Wolves, and Diesel picked
Yeah.
Soraka. So
Yeah,
what do you think
that's what
about
we were
that pick?
talking about. That was surprise. Yeah. Diesel Soraka, I've not seen that. And then with Shockpool picking the Horn, I'm wondering if he's just picking that away from Diesel since on the OP.GG, for the most part, he likes to play bruisers and duelists. So Ornn is a little out there for him, but the Soraka for Diesel is something I did not see coming.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen Soraka top lane in quite a while. Really, Soraka top lane is supposed to be a pretty much a sack lane, something you typically will take into other tanks and just other things that you don't really care about that lane too much. So we're probably going to see a much more bot focused game this time from the Striking Vipers, really trying to get their bot lane and potentially even mid lane ahead. As Morn picking up the Kazakhs and Olaf were doubtful, so that Olaf was once again hotly contested, and we're seeing
Yeah.
the Silas
Silas.
for Calexo, which is once again what he did play in the first match during the qualifying match rather, for Striking Vipers.
Yeah, I'm assuming it'll be two supports for the Striking Vipers, so they're going to be doing the best to keep Russian and ZMT alive while Morn tries to take out the carries, Vinnick, and I guess Calexo once again. Calexo on the Silas. He's very comfortable on that champion. Uh, Relatively similar to Akali. Obviously, the skills are different, but a fair amount of mobility and plenty of options when it comes to ultimates this game. You could use the Kazakhs to get in there, sneak into the back line. Victor for those extended fights. Alistar if you want to dive, or even Soraka if you want to be more useful to the entire team.
Yeah, I'm also interested to see ZMT once again opting in for the Victor. So this is not a champion he traditionally plays a whole lot of. So I'm curious to see whether or not maybe this is something he's been practicing quite a bit more recently, and he feels comfortable on it going into these matches. But I'm a little bit surprised to see the Victor coming out once again after not having that great of a game on it the first time. But
Yeah.
maybe he'll be able to turn it around now that he's not playing against the Akali, which definitely Calexo really good at that champion. Maybe the Silas won't be as good, and maybe he'll be able to really show up this game on the Victor.
Yeah, Silas, when he wants to go in, it's a little bit more telegraphed. Ollie can strike from those unseen angles, go invisible in those smoke grenades and clouds. But Silas, he has to stay visible at all times unless he takes Morn's ultimate. And speaking of Morn, if ZMT opted for the Victor and he kind of got shut down last game, I'm assuming Morn's going to try and help him out a little bit more. Diesel should be fine on the Soraka in the top lane, staying healthy, trying to poke out Shockpool a little bit. And then in the bottom lane, Russian Ronin and Sankul did a great job last game. I don't think there's really any indication that that'll change for game two. So I think the middle lane is where a lot of the action is going to happen early.
Yeah, for sure. It looked like Morn in the last game definitely was looking for a lot of gank opportunities, but a lot of them backfired, such as that one where he was camping in that bush on a pink ward and baited the Akali in, but she was able to sneak away over the
He's just
wall and
too mobile.
wait for her team. Yeah, so it looked like Morn. Also, he at the very beginning he tried to dive the Ornn with
Yeah, if
Diesel
that
and just
maybe the
barely
flash.
left with a sliver of health using Ghost instead of Flash. So it looked like Morn was just not quite able to land those kills. He was looking for he had to look a lot of good opportunities, but it looked like he was just not quite able to capitalize, not quite putting out as much damage as he might have hoped to. But I'm very interested to see the Soraka versus Ornn matchup. I'm not quite sure what
Yeah.
this is going to have in store for us.
Yeah, well, ladies and gentlemen, will the Striking Vipers clutch a reverse sweep, or will the Chili Mountain Wolves secure the victory? Stay tuned to find out. Uh-oh, we are back with game two. I'm worth it. With me is Punk. And once again, we're just seeing a standard fan. Both sides playing it safe for game two. Nobody wants to throw it away early.
Yeah, it looks like this time Poke is opting for the Rakan instead of himself, instead of that Gragas he took last time into the Rakan. So I'll be interested to see the Sire Rakan, the lovers duo happening down there in the bot lane versus Ronan and St. Gul's Kaisa and Alistar. Definitely will be a good matchup to see. You have to be very careful of the level one. Alistar, once again, not a champion at level one, doesn't really do a whole lot. Rakan Zaya, however, can really just mess you up level one. If you get hit
It's
by
scary.
Rakan backup into the Zaya feathers, like you will just get melted absolutely. So Vipers will definitely have to be careful. You see them positioning in that bush. That's a typical cheese bush that I'm a little bit surprised St. Ghoul or Russian Ronin isn't protecting. Because if
Yeah.
they walk in there, they are like 100% going to either die or blow summoners.
Wee woo. Wee woo. Wee woo. Wee woo. He flashes away. Will they have damage? I don't think so. That aftershock tank through most of it, but still a rocky start for the Striking Vipers bottom lane.
Yeah, apparently they couldn't hear me loud. I wasn't speaking loud enough. I did kind of call that one out, but the Viper is not quite sniffing that one out, and just really not how you want to start your lane. I mean, it's already a very tough lane, but when your Alistar is down a flash
Yeah.
and just not, and he's down already half his health bar, I mean, that's just not a position you really want to be starting out
Less
on.
than ideal.
Yeah, especially with that great lane they had last time. It's going to be a lot tougher for them this lane.
Yeah, they are going to be down right away in CS levels. Rakan is just going to keep trying to look for engagements. St. Ghoul obviously no longer has his flash. So if they can lock him down, he's not tanky right away. He has levels to do that, as well as an item. So he for sure could be targeted to pick up an early first blood. And taking a glance at the middle lane, ZMT once again doing a great job bullying Klexo out early. Hopefully this can be sustained. Klexo, once he hits level 3, just like that, He can look for those trades. He does have the fleet footwork for a little bit more sustain. He can abduct, abscond right onto CMT, heal up with the Kingslayer, and get right back to farming. So the lane will be a little bit more difficult for ZMT now, but I think with some help from the jungle, they could look for a first blood in the middle lane as well.
Yeah, you can see Olaf right now heading up to the top lane looking for something on the Soraka. Soraka very immobile and can't really do a whole lot.
Yeah, I don't know. Diesel with the flash barrier, we'll see. Pull it off, unable to get the boot off on either of Wolves. And with that, first blood going over to the Olaf. Now Sinkle in the bottom lane going in on Pocus. So much for that early lead for the Xayah and Rakan as the tables turn for them in the bottom lane.
Yeah, really well played there by St. Ghoul, getting that good combo there on the Rakan. It looked like he interrupted his dash or something. I couldn't quite tell as we were swapping screens like right as it was happening.
Yeah.
And a good snipe there at the very end by Russian Ronin, securing that passive, putting down quite a bit of damage. But yeah, Olaf.
Yeah, quick jump to the middle lane. Klexo going in, but Doubtful not able to get there in time to do any damage. Morin shadowing in that bush. Klexo's out of mana. So if Doubtful leaves, Klexo could be in a little bit of trouble. But Doubtful knows this and is going to hang out in the middle lane to support his laner. And neither side will go down.
Yeah, good guy Doubtful helping his laner get that wave in to make sure he doesn't get frozen on or anything. But that Olaf really cleared very quickly as you see his pathing this game. He started on his red buff, just took chickens, wolves, blue, gromp, and right into top lane. And he was top lane before Diesel even could even say anything. Yeah, I mean, Diesel was not expecting such an early gank and just such an early clear. Olaf showing up level 4 so early in the game caught him off guard and really just made him go down so quickly. Luckily, he was able to maintain his summoners at least. As bot lane looks like it'll be slow pushing in, and CMT picking up his reset right now.
Yeah, there's going to be a big wave slowly marching towards the bottom lane tower. So there's not much more can do if he chose to come down there. And since it's pushed in, Doubtful's not really going to make a play either. So hopefully Russian Ronin can get some farm off while under the tower, and the enemy laners won't be too much of a bully. But this does leave the dragon open for a bit, so I am surprised that Doubtful isn't trying to capitalize on it, while Senko is getting a little harassment in himself.
Yeah. Oh no. Here comes.
Uh-oh. Once again, up in the top lane, Diesel does have barrier, pops it, staying alive for now. Morin's here, jumps in, hides the slow, provides a little bit of damage, but he gets chunked out too. Doubtful throws the axe and goes wide. And Morin trying to help out Diesel, barely escapes with his own life.
Yeah, that Ornn, I mean, the Soraka top really not working as they were expecting, as the Olaf can really just run her down. And what can Soraka do? I mean, Flash and Barrier both burned from this Olaf. And
yeah,
I believe you said you wanted to see a lot more pressure from the junglers this game, but
yeah,
that Olaf
I got it, yeah.
that Olaf is definitely giving it to you.
Yeah, wait, Ornn got an early execution as well. Wow. Really shutting down Diesel.
Executioner's calling, that's an interesting choice. I mean, you could throw the Oblivion Orb because it could have gone with the Bramble, but this man wanted that execution.
Well, that's one way to do it, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely is one way to do it. The Olaf definitely getting all the flashes off of Morn, Diesel, and ZMT early on, so this guy is a monster in this game as he's just putting down a sweeper and just making sure there's no vision in this top side, and Diesel is not having fun.
Yeah, it's rough for him, but Doubtful playing a dual-wielding class from an RPG, he has the of 2 weapons. You know, giving him a whole lot more to do, and right now, once again, he's going in on top of knock-up, coming in from the Ornn will seal Diesel's fate, and Doubtful picks up his 3rd kill. A full kill participation already, and all the money is invested into this Ornn.
Yeah, a little bit greedy there, I believe, by Diesel, playing a bit far up, knowing that he had no vision and everything was just swept out. The Soraka really not working out as planned. Interesting interaction she does have with the Ornn is that once he calls down the Ornn Horn, she can drop her silence field on him, and it stops him from completing that second part of it. So Ornn was not able to get his ulti off, but it really does not matter right now. As Klexo going a bit aggressive onto ZMT.
Yeah, ZMT hanging out in the middle lane, but hold on in the bottom lane. Knocking may have costed him his life as Zai tries to chunk him out with feathers. The feathers fly and they connect. St. Cool goes down now up in the top lane. Diesel getting locked down by the Ornn once again, staying alive under tower. Warren is nearby. They could look for a play, but there's such a huge wave. Now down in the bottom lane, Russian Ronin surviving a dive, almost taking out the Rakan as the Zai eats a couple tower shots herself. And Russian Ronin almost turned that into a 1v2 double kill. Now up back up to the top side, teleport coming through to the middle lane, which will make Striking Vipers back off. They don't really have many minions on the side of the Mountain Wolves, so they can't look for anything under tower. But Shockpool will proxy the wave, and this tower's already down to 2 plates.
Jesus, just so much action across the board. I mean, just constant bot lane fighting, top lane's fighting, mid lane jump, everyone's fighting.
I love
And
direct cam.
man, it's getting cool. Going for a kind of a cheeky play there with the knock up on the Rakan. He tried to flash behind Rakan and knock him back into his tower. Unfortunately for Singul, it looked like Rakan was just able to get his dash off, which put him sideways. So the knock didn't go in the direction Singul was hoping for, and then Zaya was able to lock him down with his feathers and take him down. Russian Ronin in a little bit of trouble. And then Russian Ronin with a very good play under tower, making them burn both.
Aggressive recall may have costed St. Cool his life as he tries to help out Russian Ronin. That's another kill for Finnick.
Yeah,
and
just
now, the Chilly Mountain Wolves bottom lane are the ones down.
Yeah, it looks like that death was just a bit of greed there from the Vipers bot lane, kind of looking for something they shouldn't have. As that Zaya already has her boots, so she is very hard to get away from if she gets in range to auto you.
Looking at the top lane, Doubtful is just living in Morn's jungle. There's not much he can really do on this Kha'Zix. Olaf is too big. Shelly gonna get off another charge on the 2nd tier tower, while the rest of the team look for the dragon. And another dive onto goes in the Ragnarok. He's stopped. He is unstoppable, but the tower shot not gonna do enough. Diesel may have outplayed Shockpool. One more. Oh my god, come on. Both at a sliver of health as the Chilly Mountain Wolves take a risky dive, and it doesn't do any damage to either side.
Yeah, the Shelly did get quite a bit of damage down there onto that tower, but also that Soraka Silence was able to stop that Ornn ulti once again, so that definitely did save her, it looks like, from that dive. And both members of Chilly Mountain Wolves surviving with only a sliver of health. I know Diesel is probably a bit upset about that one, really would want those kills, put him back in the game as
Focus getting aggressive, but the Silas is here. Here comes ZMT trying to... The chain CC won't happen. Klexo flashing forward, trying to take it. Alistar so tanky right now. Tries to get a cheeky Q off. Will he get it? He runs after him. Ducktrip Spawn goes wide. Single gets a 3-man knock. He's running back to his team. The Shockpool is there, and Klexo takes him out.
Yeah, that is the 6th unanswered kill for the side of Chilly Mountain Wolves, as they're just really doing a lot in this game. I think Striking Vipers are just making a lot of real silly mistakes and playing a bit questionably this game, as 6 deaths, 3 on the side of top lane and 3 on the side of the support. So really just putting a lot of gold into the pockets of Chilly Mountain Wolves.
Yeah, maybe they just want to try and get some practice in with some unconventional picks before this tournament is out. But yeah, I wouldn't have minded seeing some pressure in the bottom lane while Doubtful was just camping in the top lane. He set up the shop and just stayed there for the first 8 minutes or so. And there's kind of a late dragon for the side Striking Vipers. Oh no, not again. Diesel getting run down. The axe connects. The red buff slow. Not much he can do. He has flash available, but no point as Doubtful is on a rampage. He's 4-0 right now. He is a menace.
Yeah, I believe all 4 of those kills also are on Diesel, as he's just really not letting Diesel play the game. I mean, it's supposed to be a sack lane, so the Soraka doesn't mind so much being behind, but when you're giving up that much gold, especially to an Olaf, I mean, it does not put your team in a good spot. As you see, Striking Viper's already down about 5k gold. The one thing that they have going for them so far is the fact that they were able to secure that dragon on the back of a failed dive in the top lane from the Chilly Mountain Wolves, as Soraka was able to fend them both off. But really, that's not much to have going for you. Such a huge gold lead.
I mean, I feel like the gold's pretty consolidated though on Aya. So if they can get picks, Morn and maybe Russian Ronin going up, reflecting on that bounty goal, trying to shut him down would be helpful. But oh, Russian Ronin in a bit of trouble. Pogus getting the knockup, but healed to full from that Soraka ultimate from Diesel, keeping him alive. Morn going down the bottom lane, jumps in, gets the slow off on Vinnick. Sanko looking to follow up with a knockup, but feathers fly, keeping her alive. And Vinnick does so much damage to Morn. He's gone now. St. Cool's in a spot of trouble. The Ornhorn as well. Russian Ronin in a bit of trouble underneath his tower. CMP's coming down from the river. St. Cool fighting off two members. And right there, Russian Ronin outplays Shockful underneath the tower, but ZMT out on the wrong side of the lane, trying to stay alive, and it gets stunned up. Diesel's down here as well. Here comes the enemy, Olaf Doubtful, running in through the river. And I think the fight should taper out after that. But wow, a lot going on, unless they try to dive on Diesel. Doubtful's looking to get the axe off onto ZMT. He flashes forward, pops Ragnarok. That should be a kill. There it is. Now he turns his attention to Diesel. Diesel running away underneath the tower. Doubtful soaking up a couple tower shots right there. But I don't think Diesel's going to do enough damage.
Wow, that was just a fiesta, just bodies flying all over. Really good feathers there coming down from the Xayah, and a really good outplay there from Russian Ronin, killing the Ornn under his tower with the W, getting some gold into both of their pockets. But really, the gold lead is just so big right now. I mean, only 14 minutes into the game, and you got 7K gold lead on the side of Chili Mountain Wolves, almost 8K gold lead, especially even the Xayah having about 6K gold to the 4.7K of the Kaisa, and the Olaf having 6.7K gold to the side of 3.8 on that Kha'Zix. I mean, also the Ornn having a 5.8K to 3.8K, 2K gold leader there on the Soraka. Just huge gold leads across the board. I mean, the items are coming through.
Yeah, I guess it's not as consolidated as I thought.
yeah, not quite. As the second dragon is coming up, I don't think the Vipers have any business trying to fight here, though.
Yeah, it would be a bold choice for sure. I mean, they could try and look for a pick on Xayah in the bottom or something, but without a whole lot of vision, which the Chili Mountain Wolves are doing a great job clearing it out, they don't have a lot of information to act on. They're really too far behind to be face-checking any bushes. And if they're the ones pushed too far up, anyone on the side of Chili Mountain Wolves, maybe even Rakan, could take them out in a while.
Yeah, I mean, also important to note that Soraka did opt for barrier, which means she does not have a TP. Xayah going for it.
Yeah, Vinnick, the Gale Force abuser, dashing in on top of... Ow. Those feathers do so much. I think they buffed those a couple patches ago. I don't know if they used any recently. God, that was a lot. I mean, she was 4-on-1, now 5-on-1, so the logic is there. Still, though.
Yes, yeah, she definitely got down all of her ulti feathers, it looked like, as well as her Q feathers and some passive feathers, so she was working with quite a bit of feathers there and just completely blew up ZMT. I mean, he had nowhere to go. He was trying to hug the wall and stay away from them, but Xayah positioned properly, and I mean, she just Gale Forced into him, and just, I mean, what can he do at this point? I mean, she's just so fed right now.
Yeah, I think trying to wait on ZMT to scale up so he can one-shot people. He Ludens this game, switching it up from Leandri's, as Ornn really isn't the focus this game. The rest of Chili Mountain Wolves are a little bit more squishy. So if he can start one-shotting people, he's closing in on Archangels as well. That'll give him a whole lot more ability power that synergizes very well with Ludens. Going in focus on that. Rakan locking down ZMT. He's out of there. St. Cool buying time for the rest of his team. The sacrificial cow right there. And Doubtful up to 6 kills. Xayah also up to 6 kills. And huge bounties on both of them. And Diesel now up in the top lane, getting run down by Klex. He will not pursue the rest of Chili Mountain Wolves, though, pushing in this middle lane. Oh, Morn, though, coming up, trying to take out Klex. So flashing forward, trying to get Diesel, but the healing is huge. The barrier helping him out quite a bit right there. That should be a nice, easy one for the striking Vipers, but at what cost? Shelly gets a charge off on the inhibitor tower, gets another one off the inhibitor. Inhibitor has fallen, and with that, they can just back, reset, and I think they can look for Baron when that spawns. So we're only at the 18-minute mark, and they're up 11 kills.
Yeah, Chili Mountain's really just taking over this game, taking over all these Rift Heralds, and just running right down the mid lane. Unfortunately, the 2 kills that the Vipers do have are on the two of the least fed members
Yeah.
on the side of Chili Mountain Wolves, meaning they're not really getting any shutdown gold from these kills. They really need to land a kill on that Olaf or on that Zaya to maybe make a comeback in this, as that gold lead is up to 10k only 18 minutes into the game. And they also did secure that Infernal Dragon, which is another problem for the Vipers.
Yeah, that'll be another issue for sure. And yeah, both Olaf and Zaya also picked their second items. So if the Striking Vipers thought it was difficult before, it's going to be a nightmare now, especially with Olaf and his Sterix gauge. And then Zaya's really going to be putting out there. In the jungle, Morn. God, nowhere is safe at this point. With all the outer towers gone, the Chili Mountain Wolves really have control of the map. They can clear out all of the vision out of Striking Vipers and kind of just do whatever they want at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Especially once that tier 2 mid falls. Oh, Zaya's a little bit far up, but I guess they don't have enough members to engage there. But once that tier 2 mid lane does fall down, it becomes very hard to defend your own jungle, as it really opens up the map. And they have all their tier 2 towers down, so really the whole jungle of Striking Vipers now kind of belongs to Chili Mountain, as it's really hard for them to even leave their own base. So that's a lot of gold that they're going to be denied every time a wave crashes, and they're getting those respawn timers on those jungle camps. And if they're taking them properly, then they're just kind of handing over quite a bit of gold and can really choke out the Vipers here if they choose to, as it looks like they're really positioning now for a Baron. You see Olaf and Zaya set up, just waiting for the spawn, as it does spawn in now, and it looks like they'll be starting it up as Viper is trying to clear out some vision, trying to find...
We're going to need a miracle steal from Warren, which I feel like at this point, Chili Mountain Wolves could just ARAM it. They have a huge gold lead, basically 10k. I think the Striking Vipers are going to need a little bit more than those 2 bounties to get back into this one, which they take the Baron. Styles looking to follow up. He has that ultimate. He will stay alive in this fight. Rakan getting a couple charms off, rushing on the run. ZMT putting down the slow, trying to zone off the rest of the Chili Mountain Wolves. They try to flash away. Shockpool getting forced off. Gets the knockup onto ZMT. No more follow-up just yet. And Zaya going around the side. Almost caught out by the ZMT's death ray. But nobody's going to go down just yet. The towers are still alive. The game, we're 20 minutes in. Dragons up in 30. And once again, I don't think the Striking Vipers can contest.
Yeah, Striking Vipers, you see them limping back to their base after that fight. I mean, they're really in no position to fight in general. It looked like that Sylas was almost hoping that that chain did not land.
Yeah.
Like he sort of threw it, but was hoping
I feel like every Sylas player does that.
I know I do.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, you see we're on a
line.
We're at like an 11k gold lead, and I mean, he was just a little bit ahead of his team there, so not the greatest engage for this side of the Chili Mountain Wolves, but they're able to walk away. Their lead is just so immense. I mean, 7 towers to nothing, 13 kills to 2, like 10k gold lead. I mean, just they have everything going for them right now.
Yeah, I think we're going to need some luck on the side of internet provider, perhaps. Maybe a power outage. Something. I mean, it's a big gold lead. I don't know. It's gonna be tough because right now ZMT getting caught out. The vision is key right here. Doubtful popping his ultimate. Nothing ZMT can do. And Olaf cutting through him like a hot axe through butter. 1 member down already. Everybody has Baron. They're pushing in all the lanes. It's gonna be tough to defend this one.
Yeah, ZMT really far up there. Just he was getting flanked by Zynarkon too. He had no way out there. I mean, this game is just so much of a problem.
Yeah, there's the engage. Thankful doing a great job pushing away Pocus. Keeping the dream alive. Don't let the flame die out. Ornn did use his ultimate as well. Poke is trying to go in on Russian Run did flash away, still staying alive. Along with that Dream, they will concede the inhibitor in the bottom lane, along with the middle lane. Right now, Chili Mountain Wolves slowly getting poked out. St. Ghoul going in on the engage, drawing a whole lot of pressure in that fight. Russian Rowan going into the backline, trying to take out Zaya just in time. He gets the kill. This could be the fight Striking Vipers were looking for. ZMT also allowed Doubtful, getting kind of strung out right here, trying to force two different fights, but now Russian Rowan fighting Kalexo all alone. Morn going to try and help, but he's not going to get there in time. It's now a 2v3 as Doubtful tries to 1v1 ZMT in the Fountain. A bold choice. He might actually be able to do it, and he does. Wow, that Olaf is huge. GG's coming out. Morn trying to walk away and watch the end of the game with his life intact. The minions powering through these towers as well. Both Nexus towers are taken out, and with that, 18-4, the Chili Mountain Wolves will take game 2, and with that, also the best of 3.
Yeah, well played by the Chili Mountain Wolves. Ronan doing as much as he could in those fights at the very end, diving into the back line. Looks like he took out the lovers duo, but it was just not enough as the Silas came in and just he had nowhere to go. I mean,
it was a
really
sick play, but
when you're down that much gold and everything, it's just there's really only so much you can do for your team. And I mean, just the Vipers, some questionable picks. I mean, not a lot of them panning out there with the Soraka and the Victor, and even the Alistar not doing too hot, and just such a big lead coming out from across the board for the Chili Mountain Wolves.
I mean, I think it is a great learning opportunity, though. Coming into some of these tough to get people to scrim against you so you can be prepared, especially if you're an up-and-coming organization. So I think, I mean, despite the game, they played well. There were a couple unfortunate misplays, I think, but at the end, like right there, Russian Rowan dive into the. There's still some sick plays in here.
Yeah, for sure. I think the idea behind the Soraka top was that silence into his Ornhorn to really interrupt his ultimate, but something else you could do that on is Singed. Singed does the same exact thing, and Singed is actually a known counter for Ornn because he can also flip him out of his charge. Yeah, you can flip the Ornn out of the charge. So if Ornn throws down his Q, it becomes very transparent when he's going to try and charge and knock you up. So you can flip him out of that, interrupting like essentially half his kit. And then as well as that, you can also interrupt his ultimate. Once he pulls in the first part, you throw your W on him, which will root him in place, and it will lock down that Ornn from completing his charge. So
maybe we need to add Singe to the. Singe is always what I play whenever.
Yeah, Singe. I mean, it definitely.
If you don't like playing League of Legends, Singed is the champion for you.
For sure. I mean, that could be a pick into the Ornn, but the Soraka really just did not work out with that Olaf just not letting her play the game at all, getting such a lead off of it. I mean, I'm not sure there was too much else they could do. And also, thank you, Ebrom101 and Saint Ghoul for the Twitch Prime, as well as Cutest Cheerleader. Wow, thank you guys for the Twitch Primes.
Those guys have to be pretty cool.
They must be. Oh my goodness, Rob with the gifted subs. We have 5 tier 1 gifted. Congratulations to y'all that got
Here comes the money. Here comes the money.
As it looks like, DRX ZMT, the man himself, picking up that gifted sub. Wow. Looks like Rob's playing a bit of favorites there on the team, eh, Rob?
Yeah, Christmas coming 12 months early. But yeah, with that, the Chili Mountain Wolves win 2-0. The Striking Vipers put out a good fight, and we're killing it early on, but then the game kind of just slowly started to slip away. But regardless, a great showing from both teams. And with that, I'm worth it. With me on the desk is Punk. The man in our ear is Ebrom. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned. We'll have more this week.